Chapter 12. Of offences relating to coin and government stamps sections. 230. Coin, defined. Indian coin. 231. Counterfeiting coin. 232. Counterfeiting Indian coin. 233. Making or selling instrument for counterfeiting coin. 234. Making or selling instrument for counterfeiting Indian coin. 235. Possession of instrument or material for the purpose of using the same for counterfeiting coin, if Indian coin. 236. Abetting in India the counterfeiting out of India of coin. 237. Import or export of counterfeit coin. 238. Import or export of counterfeits of the Indian coin. 239. Delivery of coin, possessed with knowledge that it is counterfeit. 240. Delivery of Indian coin, possessed with knowledge that it is counterfeit. 241. Delivery of coin is genuine, which, when first possessed, the deliverer did not know to be counterfeit. 242. Possession of counterfeit coin by person who knew it to be counterfeit when he became possessed thereof. 243. Possession of Indian coin by person who knew it to be counterfeit when he became possessed thereof. 244. Person employed in mint causing coin to be of different weight or composition from that fixed by law. 245. Unlawfully taking coining instrument from mint. 246. Fraudulently or dishonestly diminishing weight or altering composition of coin. 247. Fraudulently or dishonestly diminishing weight or altering composition of Indian coin. 248. Altering appearance of coin with intent that it shall pass as coin of different description. 249. Altering appearance of Indian coin with intent that it shall pass as coin of different description. 250. Delivery of coin, possessed with knowledge that it is altered. 251. Delivery of Indian coin, possessed with knowledge that it is altered. 252. Possession of coin by person who knew it to be altered when he became possessed thereof. 253. Possession of Indian coin by person who knew it to be altered when he became possessed thereof. 254. Delivery of coin is genuine which, when first possessed, the deliverer did not know to be altered. 255. Counterfeiting government stamp. 256. Having possession of instrument or material for counterfeiting government stamp. 257. Making or selling instrument for counterfeiting government stamp. 258. Sale of counterfeit government stamp. 259. Having possession of counterfeit government stamp. 260. Using as genuine a government stamp known to be counterfeit. 261. Effacing writing from substance bearing government stamp, or removing from document a stamp used for it, with intent to cause loss to government. 262. Using government stamp known to have been before used. 263. Erasure of mark denoting that stamp has been used. 263a. Prohibition of fictitious stamps. Chapter 13. Of offences relating to weights and measures. 264. Fraudulent use of false instrument for weighing. 265. Fraudulent use of false weight or measure. 266. Being in possession of false weight or measure. 267. Making or selling false weight or measure. Chapter 14. Of offences affecting the public health, safety, convenience, DECENCYAND morals. 268. Public nuisance. 269. Negligent act likely to spread infection of disease dangerous to life. 270. Malignant act likely to spread infection of disease dangerous to life. 271. Disobedience to quarantine rule. 272. Adulteration of food or drink intended for sale. 273. Sale of noxious food or drink. 274. Adulteration of drugs. Sections. 275. Sale of adulterated drugs. 276. Sale of drug as a different drug or preparation. 277. Fouling water of public spring or reservoir. 278. Making atmosphere noxious to health. 279. Rash driving or riding on a public way. 280. Rash navigation of vessel. 281. Exhibition of false light, mark or buoy. 282. Conveying person by water for hire in unsafe or overloaded vessel. 283. Danger or obstruction in public way or line of navigation. 284. Negligent conduct with respect to poisonous substance. 285. Negligent conduct with respect to fire or combustible matter. 286. Negligent conduct with respect to explosive substance. 287. Negligent conduct with respect to machinery. 288. Negligent conduct with respect to pulling down or repairing buildings. 289. Negligent conduct with respect to animal. 290. Punishment for public nuisance in cases not otherwise provided for. 291. Continuance of nuisance after injunction to discontinue. 292. Sale, etc., of obscene books, etc. 293. Sale, etc., of obscene objects to young person. 294. Obscene acts and songs. 294a. Keeping lottery office. Chapter 15. Of offencereslating to religion. 295. Injuring or defiling place of worship, with intent to insult the religion of any class. 295a. Deliberate and malicious acts, intended to outrage religious feelings of any class by insulting its religion or religious beliefs. 296. Disturbing religious assembly. 297. Trespassing on burial places, etc. 298. Uttering words, etc., with deliberate intent to wound the religious feelings. Chapter 16. Of offencereslating human body of offences affecting life. 299. Culpable homicide. 300. Murder. When culpable homicide is not murder. 301. Culpable homicide by causing death of person other than person whose death was intended. 302. Punishment for murder. 303. Punishment for murder by life convict. 304. Punishment for culpable homicide not amounting to murder. 304a. Causing death by negligence. 304b. Dowry death. 305. Abatement of suicide of child or insane person. 306. Abatement of suicide. 307. Attempt to murder. Attempts by life convicts. 308. Attempt to commit culpable homicide. 309. Attempt to commit suicide. 310. Thug. 311. Punishment. Of the causing of miscarriage, of injuries to unborn children, of the exposure of infants, and of the concealment of births. 312. Causing miscarriage. 313. Causing miscarriage without woman's consent. 314. Death caused by act done with intent to cause miscarriage. If act done without woman's consent. 315. Act done with intent to prevent child being born alive or to cause it to die after birth. 316. Causing death of quick unborn child by act amounting to culpable homicide. 317. Exposure and abandonment of child under 12 years, by parent or person having care of it. 318. Concealment of birth by secret disposal of dead body. Of hurt. 319. Hurt. 320. Grievous hurt. 321. Voluntarily causing hurt. 322. Voluntarily causing grievous hurt. 323. Punishment for voluntarily causing hurt. 324. Voluntarily causing hurt by dangerous weapons or means. 325. Punishment for voluntarily causing grievous hurt. 326. Voluntarily causing grievous hurt by dangerous weapons or means. 326a. Voluntarily causing grievous hurt by use of acid, etc. 326b. Voluntarily throwing or attempting to throw acid. 327. Voluntarily causing hurt to extort property, or to constrain to an illegal act. 328. Causing hurt by means of poison, etc., with intent to commit an offense. 329. Voluntarily causing grievous hurt to extort property, or to constrain to an illegal act. 330. Voluntarily causing hurt to extort confession, or to compel restoration of property. 331. Voluntarily causing grievous hurt to extort confession, or to compel restoration of property. 332. Voluntarily causing hurt to deter public servant from his duty. 333. Voluntarily causing grievous hurt to deter public servant from his duty. 334. Voluntarily causing hurt on provocation. 335. Voluntarily causing grievous hurt on provocation. 336. Act endangering life or personal safety of others. 337. Causing hurt by act endangering life or personal safety of others. 338. Causing grievous hurt by act endangering life or personal safety of others. Of wrongful restraint and wrongful confinement. 339. Wrongful restraint. 340. Wrongful confinement. 341. Punishment for wrongful restraint. 342. Punishment for wrongful confinement. 343. Wrongful confinement for 3 or more days. 344. Wrongful confinement for 10 or more days. 345. Wrongful confinement of person for whose liberation writ has been issued. 346. Wrongful confinement in secret. 347. Wrongful confinement to extort property, or constrain to illegal act. 348. Wrongful confinement to extort confession, or compel restoration of property. Of criminal force and assault. 349. Force. 350. Criminal force. 351. Assault. 352. Punishment for assault or criminal force otherwise than on grave provocation. 353. Assault or criminal force to deter public servant from discharge of his duty. 354. Assault of criminal force to woman with intent to outrage her modesty. 354a. Sexual harassment and punishment for sexual harassment. 354b. Assault or use of criminal force to woman with intent to disrobe. 354c. Voyeurism. 354d. Stalking. 355. Assault or criminal force with intent to dishonor person, otherwise than on grave provocation. 356. Assault or criminal force in attempt to commit theft of property carried by a person. 357. Assault or criminal force in attempt wrongfully to confine a person. 358. Assault or criminal force on grave provocation. Of kidnapping, abduction, slavery and forced labor. 359. Kidnapping. 360. Kidnapping from India. 361. Kidnapping from lawful guardianship. 362. Abduction. 363. Punishment for kidnapping. 363a. Kidnapping or maiming a minor for purposes of begging. 364. Kidnapping or abducting in order to murder. 364a. Kidnapping for ransom, etc. 365. Kidnapping or abducting with intent secretly and wrongfully to confine person. 366. Kidnapping, abducting or inducing woman to compel her marriage, etc. 366a. Procuration of minor girl. 366b. Importation of girl from foreign country. 367. Kidnapping or abducting in order to subject person to grievous hurt, slavery, etc. 368. Wrongfully concealing or keeping in confinement, kidnapped or abducted person. 369. Kidnapping or abducting child under 10 years with intent to steal from its person. 370. Trafficking of person. 370a. Exploitation of a trafficked person. 371. Habitual dealing in slaves. 372. Selling minor for purposes of prostitution, etc. 373. Buying minor for purposes of prostitution, etc. 374. Unlawful compulsory labor. Sexual offenses. 375. Rape. 376. Punishment for rape. 376a. Punishment for causing death or resulting in persistent vegetative state of victim. 376b. Sexual intercourse by husband upon his wife during separation. 376c. Sexual intercourse by a person in authority. 376d. Gang rape. 376e. Punishment for repeat offenders. Of unnatural offenses. 377. Unnatural offenses. Chapter 17. Of offenses against property of theft. 378. Theft. 379. Punishment for theft. 380. Theft in dwelling house, etc. 381. Theft by clerk or servant of property in possession of master. 382. Theft after preparation made for causing death, hurt or restraint in order to the committing of the theft. Of extortion. 383. Extortion. 384. Punishment for extortion. 385. Putting person in fear of injury in order to commit extortion. 386. Extortion by putting a person in fear of death on grievous hurt. 387. Putting person in fear of death or of grievous hurt, in order to commit extortion. 388. Extortion by threat of accusation of an offense punishable with death or imprisonment for life, etc. 389. Putting person in fear of accusation of offense, in order to commit extortion. Of robbery and dacoity. 390. Robbery. When theft is robbery. When extortion is robbery. 391. Dacoity. 392. Punishment for robbery. 393. Attempt to commit robbery. 394. Voluntarily causing hurt in committing robbery. 395. Punishment for dacoity. 396. Dacoity with murder. 397. Robbery, or dacoity, with attempt to cause death or grievous hurt. 398. Attempt to commit robbery or dacoity when armed with deadly weapon. 399. Making preparation to commit dacoity. 400. Punishment for belonging to gang of dacoits. 401. Punishment for belonging to gang of thieves. 402. Assembling for purpose of committing dacoity. Of criminal misappropriation of property. 403. Dishonest misappropriation of property. 404. Dishonest misappropriation of property possessed by deceased person at the time of his death. Of criminal breach of trust. 405. Criminal breach of trust. 406. Punishment for criminal breach of trust. 407. Criminal breach of trust by carrier, etc. 408. Criminal breach of trust by clerk or servant. 409. Criminal breach of trust by public, servant, or by banker, merchant or agent, of the receiving of stolen property. 410. Stolen property. 411. Dishonestly receiving stolen property. 412. Dishonestly receiving property stolen in the commission of a dacoity. 413. Habitually dealing in stolen property. 414. Assisting in concealment of stolen property. Of cheating. 415. Cheating. 416. Cheating by personation. 417. Of cheating. 418. Cheating with knowledge that wrongful loss may ensue to person whose interest offender is bound to protect. 419. Punishment for cheating by personation. 420. Cheating and dishonestly inducing delivery of property. Of fraudulent deeds and dispositions of property. 421. Dishonest or fraudulent removal or concealment of property to prevent distribution among creditor. 422. Dishonestly or fraudulently preventing debt being available for creditors. 423. Dishonest or fraudulent execution of deed of transfer containing false statement of consideration. 424. Dishonest or fraudulent removal or concealment of property. Of mischief. 425. Mischief. 426. Punishment for mischief. 427. Mischief causing damage to the amount of 50 rupees. 428. Mischief by killing or maiming animal of the value of 10 rupees. 429. Mischief by killing or maiming cattle, etc., of any value or any animal of the value of 50 rupees. 430. Mischief by injury to works of irrigation or by wrongfully diverting water. 431. Mischief by injury to public road, bridge, river or channel. 432. Mischief by causing inundation or obstruction to public drainage attended with damage. 433. Mischief by destroying, moving or rendering less useful a lighthouse or sea mark. 434. Mischief by destroying or moving, etc., a landmark fixed by public authority. 435. Mischief by fire or explosive substance with intent to cause damage to amount of 100 in case of agricultural produce, 10 rupees. 436. Mischief by fire or explosive substance with intent to destroy house, etc. 437. Mischief with intent to destroy or make unsafe a decked vessel of 1 of 20 tons burden. 438. Punishment for the mischief described in section 437 committed by fire or explosive substance. 439. Punishment for intentionally running vessel aground, or ashore with intent to commit theft, etc. 440. Mischief committed after preparation made for causing death or hurt. Of criminal trespass. 441. Criminal trespass. 442. House trespass. 443. Lurking house trespass. 444. Lurking house trespass by night. 445. House breaking. 446. House breaking by night. 447. Punishment for criminal trespass. 448. Punishment for house trespass. 449. House trespass in order to commit offense punishable with death. 450. House trespass in order to commit offense punishable with imprisonment for life. 451. House trespass in order to commit offense punishable with imprisonment. 452. House trespass after preparation for hurt, assault or wrongful restraint. 453. Punishment for lurking house trespass or house breaking. 454. Lurking house trespass or house breaking in order to commit offense punishable with imprisonment. 455. Lurking house trespass or house breaking after preparation for hurt, assault or wrongful restraint. 456. Punishment for lurking house trespass or house breaking by night. 457. Lurking house trespass or house breaking by night in order to commit offense punishable with imprisonment. 458. Lurking house trespass or house breaking by night after preparation for hurt, assault, or wrongful restraint. 459. Grievous hurt caused whilst committing lurking house trespass or house breaking. 460. All persons jointly concerned in lurking house trespass or house breaking by night punishable where death or grievous hurt caused by one of them. 461. Dishonestly breaking open receptacle containing property. 462. Punishment for same offense when committed by person entrusted with custody. Chapter 18. Of offenses relating to documents and to property marks 463. Forgery. 464. Making a false document. 465. Punishment for forgery. 466. Forgery of record of court or of public register, etc. 467. Forgery of valuable security, will, etc. 468. Forgery for purpose of cheating. 469. Forgery for purpose of harming reputation. 470. Forged document. 471. Using is genuine a forged document or electronic record. 472. Making or possessing counterfeit seal, etc., with intent to commit forgery punishable under Section 467. 473. Making or possessing counterfeit seal, etc., with intent to commit forgery punishable otherwise. 474. Having possession of document described in Section 466 or 467, knowing it to be forged and intending to use it as genuine. 475. Counterfeiting device or mark used for authenticating documents described in Section 467, or possessing counterfeit marked material. 476. Counterfeiting device or mark used for authenticating documents other than those described in Section 467, or possessing counterfeit marked material. 477. Fraudulent cancellation, destruction, etc., of will, authority to adopt, or valuable security. 477a. Falsification of accounts. Of property and other marks. 478. Repealed. 479. Property mark. 480. Repealed. 481. Using a false property mark. 482. Punishment for using a false property mark. 483. Counterfeiting a property mark used by another. 484. Counterfeiting a mark used by a public servant. 485. Making or possession of any instrument for counterfeiting a property mark. 486. Selling goods marked with a counterfeit property mark. 487. Making a false mark upon any receptacle containing goods. 488. Punishment for making use of any such false mark. 489. Tampering with property mark with intent to cause injury. Of currency notes and bank notes sections. 489a. Counterfeiting currency notes or bank notes. 489b. Using is genuine, forged or counterfeit currency notes or bank notes. 489c. Possession of forged or counterfeit currency notes or bank notes. 489d. Making or possessing instruments or materials for forging or counterfeiting currency notes or bank notes. 489e. Making or using documents resembling currency notes or bank notes. Chapter 19. Of the criminal breach of contracts of service. 490. Repealed. 491. Breach of contract to attend on and supply wants of helpless person. 492. Repealed. Chapter XX. Of offences relating to marriage. 493. Cohabitation caused by a man deceitfully inducing a belief of lawful marriage. 494. Marrying again during lifetime of husband or wife. 495. Same offense with concealment of former marriage from person with whom subsequent marriage is contracted. 496. Marriage ceremony fraudulently gone through without lawful marriage. 497. Adultery. 498. Enticing or taking away or detaining with criminal intent a married woman. Chapter XXIII. Of cruelty by husband or relatives of husband. 498a. Husband or relative of husband of a woman subjecting her to cruelty. Chapter 21. Of defamation. 499. Defamation. Imputation of truth which public good requires to be made or published. Public conduct of public servants. Conduct of any person touching any public question. Publication of reports of proceedings of courts. Merits of case decided in court or conduct of witnesses and others concerned. Merits of public performance. Censure passed in good faith by person having lawful authority over another. Accusation preferred in good faith to authorized person. Imputation made in good faith by person for protection of his or others' interests. Caution intended for good of person to whom conveyed or for public good. 500. Punishment for defamation. 501. Printing or engraving matter known to be defamatory. 502. Sale of printed or engraved substance containing defamatory matter. Chapter 22. or criminal intimidation, insult annoyance 503. Criminal intimidation. 504. Intentional insult with intent to provoke breach of the peace. 505. Statements conducing to public mischief. Statements creating or promoting enmity, hatred or ill will between classes. Offense under subsection 2, committed in place of worship, etc. 506. Punishment for criminal intimidation. If threat be to cause death or grievous hurt, etc. 507. Criminal intimidation by an anonymous communication. 508. Act caused by inducing person to believe that he will be rendered an object of the divine displeasure. 509. Word, gesture or act intended to insult the modesty of a woman. 510. Misconduct in public by a drunken person. Chapter 23. Of attempts of commit offences. 511. Punishment for attempting to commit offences punishable with imprisonment for life or other imprisonment.